Welcome everyone to another episode of the Lore Pod Podcast. I'm your host Dakota Morgan, coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. And today we're diving into a world that we haven't yet on the podcast to give you an origin story. And here on the Lore Pod, of course, we give you origin stories, facts, reviews, and storyline coverage as well. And sometimes interviews here on this podcast. So be sure to subscribe anywhere you're listening right now. Check me out on social media to stay in touch with everything all over the Twitch stream, which is CodaRex97, X at Dakota Morgan 3, and Instagram at Dakota_Morgan97. All right, business out of the way. Diving into the world of Critical Role. Currently, I'm catching up on the new campaign. I'm a few episodes behind, and we all know how that goes. Now, we're going to be talking about one from an earlier campaign with the Mighty Nine, who recently have had their animated season 1 come out there on Amazon. And I have to say, I checked it out and it is a beautiful show. It changes a little bit there, but still keeps a lot of the lore you know from the campaign and including the comics. That being said, we're going to be talking about Mollymauk Tea Leaf, who we do see in the show, and we're going to be talking about the combination of comic and campaign origin stories here. Now, of course, TV show does change one or two tiny things around, and it still has more to say about this, but here's Open Season 2 comes out soon. First upload, let's talk about Mollymauk's class, because that does matter, because this is the world of Dungeons & Dragons and D&D. He's a Tiefling Blood Hunter. Now, Blood Hunter is something that a character that uses blood to heal or cause harm to others. It's like blood magic. Now, in order for someone to become a blood hunter, they must complete a ritual called the Hunter's Bane. And after that, it's the one that gives them control of the blood of others even, and themselves, and it can even give curses. Hence where Molly has all those eyes all over him. Now, his storyline wakes up with him waking up naked in a ditch. Sounds really like Mollymauk, but there's no one there that he just had sex with, so fair one and out. So he's just laying naked there in the dirt. Now he meets a little girl named Toya, who we may recognize there from the carnival, and she befriends him very quickly here because he has no idea. And the thing is, though, he can't speak. Well, he can. It's the only word he can say is empty. That's all he can say is empty. But he has no memory of anything before. Now, he does want to join the carnival, though, because he does strike a certain interest with Mollymauk there. And the traveling carnival people actually, accept him pretty well here. They're like, all right, another freak kind of like us here, another weirdo, outcast, let's help him out. He seems kind of nice. I mean, he can only say one damn word. How harmful can he be? Now, this is where he actually then joins, and they start to teach him how to speak and how to talk again, and then also teach him how to read tarot cards. And during this time, though, as I do accept him in, there was the fortune teller named Sarah, who did accept them and became really good friends with him. Well, the fortune teller, though, with her, actually is the reason why he got all of his tattoos all over his body, because when he did wake up, he was tattooless, but he still had all those eyes. Now, the ringmaster, though, as they were a traveling carnival and they needed documentation and paperwork on everybody there, actually forged some documents. But here's the difference about this. Because the ringmaster asked him what his name was, and he said the word empty, because it's all he knew at the time, he thought he literally said the letters MT, which is where Mollymauk Tea Leaf came from, because he's like, all right, MT, Mollymauk Tea Leaf? All right. That's how we got his name, was the ringmaster. I think this is something kind of fucking cute about that. Now, as they traveled around, though, with the traveling circus, Mollymauk would actually do small adventures on his own. As they went to different towns, he actually turned into kind of a Robin Hood-esque character there, taking on some bad people while giving to the poor. Now, during this whole time, though, over this time period, Lastera and him, the fortune teller, actually get very much more and more connected here. Did they sleep together? Maybe. Who knows? Probably. And during one of his adventures, though, he actually discovers he has these powers, the Blood Hunter powers. And he actually goes to her and confides in her, like, hey, I have this thing, I don't know what's going on, and talks to her about it. And then she kind of comforts him, and then they actually go to the ringmaster, and ringmaster's like, all right, neat, cool, this is kind of crazy, but all right, we can handle this. And then they actually work it into the fucking show, and they give him 2 swords. In the campaign, there's so many different origin shit with the 2 swords there, but this is where a lot of it comes from, is like the ringmaster gave it to him, and it's just part of the damn show. Because of this stuff, though, how he did know, and it's because the blood would turn to ice, and so then, well, he got the name Ice Spinner. After this, though, Lastera actually died shortly after there, but it was in her will that Molly would get her cloak and her oracle cards, making him the new fortune teller. Now, later on after this sale, during one of their travels, they actually find Yasha. Yeah, that's right, Ashley Johnson's character, Yasha. Big, hulking barbarian Yasha, who had some bony angel wings behind her, and a crowd was just chanting at her, and they were pissed. They were probably trying to murder her, but good luck, it's Yasha. She was probably going to murder them first. Mollymauk stepped in, though, realizing Yasha needed help. Didn't know who she was. I mean, this is why I love Mollymauk. This is why we're doing an episode on him, because I love Molly. He sweet talks the crowd to help her out. Says that she's a redeemed demon like himself. And I guess the crowd to be like, okay, all right, makes sense here. And then talks to Yasha and convinces her to come actually back with them to the carnival. That's right, she joins the carnival. An origin that's not seen really in the show there, and that kind of sucks, but we still get it in the comic and the campaign. I get why they're not doing it for the show. C'est la vie. Now, they're actually pretty good friends there and such, too. And Molly learns later on that a local lawmaster was scamming people, making them believe that he had connections to a foreign royal family. But in all honesty, he was just literally taking their cash. Or their coin. Coin to your witcher. So he was just lying to them there, and they found it out. And so him and the other people in the carnival, actually including Yasha, did a scam. They're like, all right, we're going to scam the scammer. Then, so Molly shows up in this bomboyest outfit there and pretended to be a duke of a fake country and said he would support the lawmaster in order for half the profits of the upcoming month. So Molly and the crew faked it for 3 fucking weeks. 3 weeks they faked that shit. And then in the end, Molly just literally straight up told everyone to their faces, yeah, this guy's a fake, I'm a fake, but I've been doing it to help you guys, and we're fake to bring him down here. And so they were actually all wanted to murder the guy, but Molly's like, no, banish him. Banish him would be worse than just killing him. So then the town banishes him. And in the process, they actually are able to sell a lot of the dude's shit and recover some of the money, though, for the people. Now, diving into, I saved it here for the last part here, because these are the origins of everything going on before, the Mighty Nine do form, and everyone goes to the carnival with the toad. Now, here's the thing, though. The unknown years, we'll say here. So what happened before Molly woke up? Spoiler. Ahead. I mean, this whole episode's kind of a spoiler, but spoilers here. His body was inhabited by an entity named Lucian, who, after growing up in Shady Creek Run, formed the Tomb Makers. Now, the Tomb Makers were a small group of mercenary blood hunters. Okay, these guys were gonna wreck shit. I would not want to mess with them. Now, they acquired a tomb that can give him ancient power and knowledge from a group of mages in a city in the Astral Sea. Now, what happened, though, after this is a mage that he hired to help him complete the ritual betrayed him, and in this betrayal shattered his soul into a bunch of pieces there and put it all over the land. And after that point, they thought he was dead, and so they buried him near their hideout. But here's the thing. A small shard of his soul survived, and that became Mollymauk Tea Leaf. I mean, come on, is this not cool or what? I mean, Mollymauk Tea Leaf here has they all have badass origin stories here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this too, because Critical Role is one of my deep loves here. Very unknown fact, I love Critical Role here. You wouldn't have figured, but I do. So if you want to hear more lore from Critical Role here on the podcast, be sure to give a like. If you're watching on YouTube, comment down below. Hit me up on social media if you're listening just on the podcast, because I would not mind covering more Critical Role, because this shit is wild. And this is tame compared to other lore in Critical Role. This is very tame. Like, Not the Brave? Yeah, you ain't ready for that one. That shit's gonna make you cry. All right, thank you everybody for joining me on here today. And as always, remember, stay creative.